Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Line play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. The rest of the day, sunshine and 65 with a strong breeze around 22 miles per hour coming out of the west. Tonight, a wind coming out of the west-northwest at 20 miles per hour and clear skies with lows around 48. Tomorrow, sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 63. Moving into Friday, about the same with a high of 68 and mostly sunny. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
That boot store reminds you, with the warmer weather usually means spring is just around the corner. That boot store will help you celebrate any time of the year with one of the widest selections of Western wear in the area. They can fit the smallest to the largest, so bring the family and dress up Western style at an affordable price. Carhartt work clothes are available too. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Bill Berkey at 15th Street, that boot store where God is good all the time.
Is your restaurant looking a little tired from the long off season? Is your office a little offish? Start the new year off right by giving them a fresh start. Fresh Start Cleaning is now accepting new clients. Ask about their complimentary hood cleaning services. Fresh Start Cleaning. Get clean again with Fresh Start. Call 850-771-6917, 771-6917, and ask about their complimentary hood cleaning services.
It's the ESPN Northwest Florida Hall and Hearts Magic Express.
Hey, Sean, are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Well, stand up because you won the Holland Hearts Magic Express to see the Magic play in Orlando, bro.
Oh, my goodness. I'm being honest. I didn't think I'd win.
You did it, man. You're going to ride on a busload of sports fanatics to Orlando on the ultimate road trip.
Yeah, I'm in shock right now.
Sponsored by PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Holland Hearts, and Fairfield Hampton Inn on Thomas, and Home 2 Suites.
We're hooking you up with a pair of tickets to the luxury suite, overnight accommodations, food at the game, and a free ride on the Magic Express.
Awesome.
Who are you going to take with you?
I have no idea. I got to figure that out. Like I said, now I'm like, man.
Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get ready. The Afternoon Underdogs are on the air.
Live and local.
Weekdays from 4 till 6.
This thing is going to be a financial and cultural disaster.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
Whopper, 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 whopper.
The Afternoon Underdogs are on the air. ESPN Northwest Florida.
What's going on? You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 in Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. I'm David Hayes, along with Banji Bombadella, Caveman Rick, and right on time at 4 p.m., we've got Fano in the building. That is AG, or his government name, Adam Goff. We're watching a great baseball game here. We've got the Tigers, and I believe it's the Philadelphia Phillies.
Not
right?
that great right now, yo.
Yeah, no, 15-4 in the top of the 8th. Love some good old spring training baseball. Sasaki got his Dodgers debut going last night against the Cincinnati Reds. Were you able to tune into that, AG?
I was, man. He was impressive. That splitter's nasty.
That was like kind of the question mark around Sasaki was, is he going to have the arsenal to compete at the Major League Baseball level, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that was most impressive was, he didn't get away unscathed. I mean, he didn't give up any runs, but, he had runners on base a few different times, and he was able to get out of some trouble. So, yeah. I mean, it was good for the youngster to get in there and face some adversity and still be able to get out of it. Obviously, as a Reds fan, I was hoping for some runs, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, we are live from the Bendian's Best Move Studios. You can give Quentin a call at 850-583-0814. Again, we have Banji Bombadella in the studio with us, and we'll be talking more about Bay County local high school sports here at 4:20. He is the local sports reporter for the Panama City News Herald. A couple of big things going on in the NFL. We'll talk about that, but first, last night, some of the biggest news in all of basketball history, right? LeBron James getting to 50,000 points. Don't roll your eyes over there. It's still big news. No one has ever done this before, AG. So before we give the floor to Banji, we're not getting into the Michael Jordan, LeBron James debate. We're just talking about the longevity of LeBron James.
Yeah, and good for him.
Great for him.
Phenomenal. Yeah, it's great for the game.
And what do you mean it's great for? I mean, it is great for the game.
Because you got somebody that just put up 50,000 that probably no one is ever going to touch.
I don't think anyone.
I'm being serious. Like, but at the same time, like, it's, you know, you talk about the NBA getting voter fatigue and not voting in the rightful MVP. Like, I think we're all just fatigued on LeBron.
How?
It's just tired. It's just tiring listening to all of the things that he's done.
I mean, that's what happens when you're the face of the league.
Unfortunately.
Fortunately.
And we do have to have that conversation at some point today, maybe after our Bay County local sports update. Who is the next face of the league? Is it international superstar in Wemby, who in his second year has
you got to be on the floor to be.
I was going to say deep vein thrombosis, and so he's not playing right now. You have, I mean, I don't think that we've got a multitude of options. Well, maybe not a multitude, but we have a handful of options of guys who could be the face of the NBA. But I mean, that's one of those big questions. But right now, your thoughts, your GOAT, Banji Bombadella, is LeBron James, and he hit 50,000 points last night, and then we'll dive into the Lakers' path and what the rest of their season looks like. But first, what was your feeling? What was your thoughts? We knew he was hitting it last night. He needed 1 point. He needed 1 point. But what did you think last night of him getting to 50K?
It's something incredible, and it's not even that. It's the thing he posted about how when he won the MVP in Miami back in the 2012-2013 season, I believe, or 20, I think so. And now showing his stats from then to now, identical. And just saying how. So
that's like the even split of, like, if you split his career in half.
No, I'm talking about like what he's
okay. His season this year compared to the MVP year is identical.
Is identical.
Wow.
I'm just like that. Like, we're talking about the 50,000 longevity and all that, but you won't see this, I don't think, in any other sport where somebody is like the carbon copy each and every year for 22 years.
Right.
Like this,
it's not just longevity, because longevity just means, you've been playing for a long time. Like, you can go Gordie Howe, right? Like, he played for a long time. Yeah, I mean, right. Coach Haslam.
Vince Carter, towards the end of their career, they're just the old man on the end of the bench.
Even Michael Jordan in his Washington Wizards days, had good numbers, but they weren't peak Michael Jordan numbers. Whereas the numbers that LeBron James are producing right now is producing right now.
The game changed for Jordan.
Right. I mean, that's I have to agree with you right there. There's no argument. Again, I'm not someone who's going to be like, no, LeBron, it's all about Jordan. No, I'm not that guy at all. But that's a good point. What was LeBron's peak? AG, you like to argue against it. So what was LeBron's peak? With the Miami Heat, the second year, not the first year where they lost.
Not three, not four, not eight,
I would say the year
12.
that he went back to Cleveland to win it all. I would say that was arguably his peak of his career, because he got Cleveland a championship, right? So it's not even about him. It's about him going back, getting that city a championship that they've craved for decades, and he's the one that went back and did it. I mean, how often do we see superstars go back to where they played, where it's not a ceremonial thing where I'm going to sign a 10-day contract and retire as whatever. Like, he went back and did it. So I would say that's arguably his peak season, his peak moment.
Saquon went to Philly. He did it.
He never went.
He just wanted to say that.
He's from he's from the area. He's from Pennsylvania.
Right, but he didn't go from the Eagles to the Giants back to the Eagles.
I'm just still saying though.
He just wanted to say that.
He went home and he won. First year. Didn't have to wait.
Great.
I mean, there's no disagreeing with you right there. The Lakers, since they've gotten Luka, it's not really too many growing pains. I thought that there would be more growing pains for the Lakers, especially having to re-gel, or not re-gel, to learn how to gel. There's no Anthony Davis. It's Luka and LeBron right now. There's really no other superstars. They do have nice depth that the Lakers have been looking for the entire tenure of LeBron James' time over there. What do you think their path looks like? How far can they go? Can they go all the way?
I think they do, but I'd say like at minimum Western Conference Finals, simply because when you watch them, like Luka's the number one option, and when your number two option is LeBron James,
LeBron
James as your number two option, like just think about like it doesn't even seem right. That's why we thank the Mavericks every single day, because like I don't know what possessed them to do this trade.
Well, now they're reeling with Kyrie's news and all that stuff too, man. And
karma bit them instantly.
Dude, they made their bed. Now they're lying in it, right? I mean,
they're crying in their bed.
They're doing everything, but
but are they? We've had a fantasy sports Hall of Fame writer on the Inside Drive, Steve Alexander, Doc A, and he said it kind of lines up with Dallas. The Mavericks want to get out of Dallas. So what better way to get out of the city than just take the whole entire city off and then pack your bags and go to Vegas? I mean, is that something that is, obviously it's in the cards. It's something that could happen, but would you want to make a laughingstock of your franchise just to, I mean, the A's worked on that for like 20 something years. And then they got to spend some time in Sacramento.
So where do they go? Do they go Seattle? They go back to Seattle?
Las Vegas.
Vegas?
I mean, I'm not saying that's what I'm saying, or that's a hot take by me. That is what a fantasy sports Hall of Fame writer and Steve Alexander said on the Inside Drive.
That just shows you how much like gambling has overtaken sports.
100%.
Yeah,
like, I'm watching baseball. Like here we are. Rest in peace, Pete Rose. He's kicked out of baseball for gambling, and then I go to watch the Reds on the FanDuel Sports Network.
It's everywhere.
I mean, like, really not the wildest thing though is our networks. Not just being a sponsor on the network. FanDuel Network is going to be one of the main TV networks for Major League Baseball. They're in the midst of a divorce. The divorce is over. It's just, it's going to be a year-long process. This is the final year. ESPN or Major League Baseball on ESPN, and we're going to be watching games on FanDuel Network. And on top of that, it's going to be harder this year to watch baseball consistently unless you have Lucid Streams TV, or if you have it's been so long since I paid for it, I forget now, MLB TV, right, where you can watch all of the games, because you're going to have 15 games on this network, 15 games on that, and it's like, my goodness gracious, why your baseball's in a really good spot, and you're going to make it harder and harder and harder for people to watch it. When we're in 2025, your goal as a league, in my opinion, should be make it as easy as you can for your viewers to watch
Valley Sports.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But it's still the conversation about FanDuel specifically is just
the gambling aspect.
Yeah, exactly, the gambling aspect, and then tying in with Pete Rose and all of that good stuff.
But what they're doing is they're actually making it a la carte now, right? What I mean by that is if you say you're a Reds fan and you only want to pay for Reds games, right? You don't want to pay the $100.
But you had that option with MLB TV.
Here's the difference.
I got you.
Okay, here's the difference. So when you pay this lump sum for all of MLB, you're still subjected to blackout.
Yeah.
With the new a la carte option, it doesn't matter what's going on. There's no blackout policy.
And why couldn't they done that
big difference
with just MLB TV though?
I think it was a Bally thing.
Okay.
I think it was a Bally thing.
Before Bally, it was like Sun Sports and Northeast Sports Network, and all of those NBC Sports, all of those regional networks for the most part, right? I don't know. It's never really made a whole bunch of sense to me, but I don't think that. I guess we're privy to the numbers and to all of that stuff if we take the time to deep dive. But I'm no Benji Bomandela, so I'm not taking the time for all of that. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Back to basketball, I guess we go.
Jimmy says, I'm a White Sox fan. They should pay me to watch.
I do think there's, I think with the White Sox, maybe the Colorado Rockies. I don't think the Pittsburgh Pirates are in that realm right now just because of Paul Skeens. People want to tune in for that factor. I feel like if you're trying to do something with your roster, then as a fan, you should be happy with that. But if you're a White Sox fan, what are you like? Basically, like the Miami Marlins, a farm league to the rest of Major League Baseball at that point. So yeah, I feel bad for you, Jimmy. Back to the Lakers, though. So you have them going to at least bare minimum Western Conference, the tougher of the two conferences in the association. What about for you, AG? How far do you think that the Lakers can make it here in year one with Luka and LeBron?
I think Oklahoma City is obviously the biggest hurdle there, right? So it depends on where the matchups fall come the playoffs. But I mean, Denver seems to be really inconsistent this year in terms of how they want to play. Dallas is obviously now off the table. So I mean, I think they have a legitimate shot to get there. What's going to hurt them is not having a big man down low, right? So they're deep, but I think Oklahoma City is deeper, and they've got some bigs down low that can do some work. So I think if everything lines up, I could see the Lakers and the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. Mm-hmm. But if that happens in like the semifinals, it might be trouble for the Lakers with that size.
That's true.
All right. Well, for me, I think it's going to come down to how the defense look. But every team turns it on when you get to the playoffs, right? Every team turns the defense up when you get there. But LeBron, and we know LeBron, I mean, one of the best chase down blockers of all time. There's not a big argument there. Will Luka, who's a big fella himself, will he be able to play good defense? I think one thing that I've never liked about Luka is, and it might just be the way that he plays the game. I would say, actually, it is the way he plays the game. It seems lazy.
Hayden.
At times. No, I'm just saying it seems lazy. I'm not saying that it is lazy. It just seems unathletic and lazy.
I think athletic. Freak athletic. For his size, I think yes. I do.
Freak athletic?
I do. For his size.
I didn't say Nikola Jokic. I said Luka.
To do the things that he's able to do. Luka Doncic is that guy that you go to the YMCA to play against, and you go, man, I'm guarding this guy, and then he just torches you, right? Yeah. And because it's unsuspecting, it's shocking. But I think the thing with Luka, when you had him in Dallas, with everything that we've learned since the trade, I think we've learned why Luka has seemed that way to you, right? Organization unhappy with him. He's unhappy with the organization. He doesn't have the depth because everything is on his shoulders.
I don't think Luka was unhappy with the organization. He didn't know that this was happening.
I think there was some angst there.
Well, he wanted to stay in Dallas.
Yeah, for a max contract that he's no longer eligible for.
He bought a $15 million home there.
You can sell those, brother.
I mean, I'm just saying that, but I think Luka wanted to be in Dallas.
But if you watch him with the Lakers in that system versus Dallas, when he was there, there's a stark difference there. And for me, it's not everything is on his shoulders, right? True, he doesn't have to be the guy. He is the guy, but he doesn't have to be the guy, and he doesn't have to do it for 40-plus minutes. He can take, breaks and not have to worry about, okay, I'm going to sit out for the next 2 or 3 minutes, but then I got to come back in, and I got to take over to get my team back in the game because whatever lead I had is now gone.
Yeah, okay. But I also think it's like a thing I've observed. It's not just the international players, but just the NBA as a whole. Like defense is being less and less, like maybe aggressive. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I see Luka some possessions. I'm just like, you're just gonna let him go past you. Like you're not gonna try. But then other possessions he's on it. So I don't know. Like you said, he takes some possessions off. Some possessions he's on it. But I don't know. I just think defensively in the playoffs, it's like everybody turns up a notch, and then LeBron and Luka, like if you need buckets at the end of the game, I would take those two over anybody from OKC, because without Shea and who?